Hi, I'm about 5 days out from my surgery, donating my kidney here at Northwestern in Chicago. A couple things that I just wanted to tell someone who is donating their kidney. A couple things that, that came up during this donation process for me. At first was the lack of action on the part of Northwestern Hospital, and because of that, I got on to a kidney donor and recipient page, and I did post about how hard it is to donate your kidney because you have to just jump through hoops at Northwestern Hospital to do that. And some people were asking me for a kidney, and I did follow those paths. My heart was just to donate. And soon, so, I'm hearing from North Carolina, I'm hearing from Michigan, and I really wanted to help, and so I started sending in my information, and I realized that I wasn't on the UNOS, which is the United Network of Organ, whatever. But so I got, after I realized that I wasn't on that, I got registered to be on that. It was just another blood test, and so because of that, I was opened up to having more people, and I was able to have the surgery at Northwestern. Here's the thing now, in retrospect, I sometimes wonder why things fall apart or just don't work out. And one of the things was how many times you have to actually go to the hospital in another state if you're donating there instead. And so I'm seeing now after my donation that it would have been so extremely difficult to donate in a different state away from home unless you totally have control of your life and your caretaker's time. And so I'm 5 days out from surgery, and I'm having to go downtown tomorrow in the car for an hour drive, and I'm freaking out about it because it's just that painful. And if you sit in the wrong way, it's just excruciating, pretty much. So it's for the most part, you're going around feeling pretty good with the kid, until you hit this wrong movement, and also you're just very, very, very tired and uncomfortable. So the reason I didn't donate in the other places were because North Carolina just fell through totally, but the Michigan donation, my heart was to do it, but they wanted me to come there at least 3 times before the surgery, and it's a 4 to 6 hour trip, and you have to stay overnight because it's that long of a drive, and then for surgery you have to come like the week before, and they can't do it where you live. So now you're driving up, and then you're driving home, and then you're driving back a week later, and then after the surgery they want you to be there for a week or two, and I guess you would stay in hotels, and I'm just realizing how I don't think I could have done that. If I did, it would have made this thing like 100 times worse than it actually is. So I don't know why things don't work out, and I felt really bad about it. But it just logistically, to get there 3 times and stay there for that extended amount of time was just not possible for me. So for whatever reason, I was matched. Oh, I had some health problems too. So what I had was a thyroid that was completely out of control, and so that put that off for a while. So then it's just interesting that when I was finally getting healthy, then Northwestern called. They had a match for me. I could donate from the hospital at Northwestern. It would be flown to Pittsburgh, and so I would suggest social media is a great way to get and give kidneys, but there is a couple things I wish I would have known before trying to help people that are reaching to you out for a kidney from you. First of all, I'm not sure, so I'm a non-directed donor, and so because of that, I set off a chain of donations. If I had donated on this person's behalf, it would have only been a one kidney swap. a paired donation. So I couldn't have affected the other two people that I affected. You know, there's only 100 non-directed donors or altruistic donors in the United States in a year, so they try to take the ones that are altruistic and set off a chain with them. And the chains have gone up to 88 people. I'm not even sure yet how long of a chain. I know there was 3 people involved in my chain, and there could be more. So I guess just really thinking about donating in a different state if you don't have to. It would be maybe if you were younger, but at my age, this has been quite an undertaking. So it would be very hard to have your surgery out of state and then to be able to, your partner, you can't drive, so you'd have to have your caretaker stay with you for that week or two, and just a lot of follow-up visits. You have to stay at least a week for a week follow-up, and then you have to go back in 6 months, and then 2 years or something like that. Anyway, I did feel just awful that I couldn't donate to that person. So I guess what I'm saying is don't really get involved in the social media part where you're on a page trying to help someone and people are asking you for your kidney. It usually doesn't work out, and it can just cause like a lot of like heartbreak, and it did for me. But when I see that I was being protected a little bit by the universe, that this donation came through, and I had to be okay with not donating to someone in the hospital with me. That was the negative about donating. You go in, you're this anonymous person, you're giving your kidney. It's shipped off to Pittsburgh within minutes, and you have to then be in the hospital basically by yourself, dealing with all the pain, and you have no closure. I don't know yet where my kidney, if it got there safe, if it's safe inside someone. I'm hoping I'll find out a little bit Friday, but for the most part, if that person doesn't want to talk to me about receiving my kidney, I know that they might not. I might never meet them, but I hope I find out just that my kidney is doing good. That would make me feel like 100% better. And so that's just one thing. In my next video, I'm going to talk about the recovery, the surgery and the recovery. I didn't want to watch a lot of videos about that because I was so determined to donate my kidney, but I really think I went into it a little bit thinking it was going to be easier than it was, and I was just trying to keep a positive attitude, and there were just some things. So I would like to share that with people because I didn't find many of those videos on Facebook that had a happy spirit, but still were glad they gave, but had some problems and were honest about it. So I don't want to be an advocate that goes out there that doesn't tell the truth, because people have to be in this, with both feet. So that's just a little bit about my journey getting to the donation, how I got sideswiped a couple times by trying to help someone in a different state. It can be done, and also being an altruistic donor, you will affect a chain of people instead of just being a donor for the person on their behalf, because you don't match them, but they needed someone to give their kidney so that that person can get a kidney. So look into all that chain reaction stuff if you're looking to be an altruistic donor or a paired donor for someone. So my next video will be about how surgery went and 5 days in. Thanks.